Today you're going to learn how you can use Claude Code to translate all your ads into multiple languages just like this one.
These are officially my new favorite pair of walking shoes. I live in New York, so I walk absolutely.
Das ist offiziell mein neues Lieblingspaar Walking-Schuhe. Ich wohne in New York, also
When you want to localize all your ads, it's often very expensive and it can take a lot of time. Therefore, I built a system that allows you to translate all your videos and image ads using Claude Code. And the system, it works like this. To get this system to work, you need to install the HeyGen and the Figma MCP from the description. You then add the videos you want translated to a folder on your desktop. You open Claude Code, type /translate and pick the language the ad should be translated to. Claude then grabs every video in that folder, sends them through HeyGen and translate the videos and update the lip sync automatically. When it's done, your translated videos drops into a new folder named after that language. For images, it works the same way. Claude will duplicate every ad on the page and rewrite the copy in the language you picked directly inside of Figma. So to use this system, you need three things. First, you need to download Claude Code and install it on your desktop. Then you need to have a Figma account and download the Figma app. And lastly, you need to sign up for HeyGen so you have access to the API. Okay, now let's install the HeyGen skill. What you want to do is you want to follow the link in the description, and then when you get to the HeyGen repository, you're going to click on code right here, and then you're going to click copy the URL. After that, you just need to open Claude Code. I'm running mine in Terminal, but you can use Cursor, VS Code, or whatever IDE you prefer. When Claude Code is open, what you need to do is just go into it and then paste in the URL you just copied from GitHub. When you click enter here, it will start installing the whole setup for you. And then all you have to do is just give it an API key and then you're ready to go. I will show you as soon as it's done installing how everything worked and how to add in your API key. One very important thing is when it asks you how you want to install the repo, you need to tell it, like you can see on the screen right here, that it should install as Claude Code skill. So I'm gonna pick that one. While Claude is installing the skill, let's head over to HeyGen and get our API key so we can authenticate the app. Inside of HeyGen, you wanna go down here and click developers. Then you wanna click here where it says create API key. Then you wanna name your key. I'm gonna call mine Claude Code. Then you're gonna click agents and create API key. You then wanna copy this code, then go back into Claude Code and paste it in. So as you can see on the screen right here, Claude has now installed all the skills from HeyGen. And what we need to do now is to authenticate them so they can actually function. Claude gives us two options. There's option 1 right here and option 2. I'm going to go with option 1, which is the CLI plus API key. So all I have to do is follow these instructions and then paste that into another terminal window. So to make it work, all you need to do is open a new terminal window and then paste this in. Here you can see that I first fetch the CLI and then I tell it, here's my API key, and that it should save the API key. So I'm just going to click enter here. As you can see now, everything is working, and I'm now good to go to start using the app. So all I have to do now is just tell Claude that I have already run the CLI installer and added the API key right here. So I'm just going to click enter here, and then Claude is going to go look that everything is set up correctly. The HeyGen MCP has now been installed inside of Claude Code. And all we have to do now, every time we want to translate a video, is just open up Claude Code, as you can see I've done on the screen here. Then we're going to write /HeyGen translate. You're then going to pull in the folder where your videos are located. So I'm going to pull it in here. And then you're going to tell Claude what language you want it translated to, and if you wanted to add it to a specific folder. So I'm just going to say, translate these videos into German and then create a folder inside of the folder I gave you called German and add the videos to that folder. Now that is done, I'm just going to click enter. And then what is going to happen now is Claude is going to send these videos to HeyGen. HeyGen is then going to translate them. When HeyGen returns them, Claude is going to create a folder called German where it's going to add the new videos inside. So as soon as it's done here, I'm going to come back and show you how the videos turned out. The videos are now done translating, and as you can see on the screen, Claude Code has added them into a folder called German. So this is the original.
These are officially my new favorite pair of walking shoes. I live in New York, so I walk absolutely everywhere. I get at least.
And here is the German version.
das ist offiziell mein neues Lieblingspaar Walking-Schuhe.
Now that we can translate our videos, let's head back into Claude install the Figma MCP so we can actually start translating our still image ads as well. To install the Figma MCP, all you have to do is go down in the description and then open this repo. Inside of here, over here where it says code, you're going to click there and then you're just going to copy this to clipboard. When you have done that, head over to Claude Code. Now that we are inside of Claude Code, all you have to do is just write install and then paste in the URL that you copied just a minute ago. The Figma MCP has now been installed and there's a couple of things we need to do before we can move on. So first of all, we need to import the Figma plugin. So let's head over to the Figma desktop app and install it. To install the plugin inside of the Figma desktop app, all you have to do is click on this icon right here, then click plugin and widgets, click import from manifest. Then you want to find the Claude Talk to Figma MCP folder. Inside of that, you're going to click CRC. Then you're going to click on the Claude MCP plugin. And then you're going to select this JSON right here and click open. When that is open, you can now see that it's installed. So if I double tap it right here, you can see that you get a small code here that you then can copy so it has access to this page. Now that we have installed the Figma plugin inside of the Figma app, we can head over back into Claude Code. Inside of Claude Code, you can see that it says that it created a socket that only runs while this session is alive. The issue with that is that every time we close the terminal, we have to relaunch that socket. On top of that, there's no /Figma command, so we can't systemize it. So what we're going to do now is that you're going to head down in the description of this video and copy the prompt and paste it into here, just like I do right here. This prompt is set up in a way where it's going to tell Claude to create a /Figma command that every time you use that, it's going to relaunch the WebSocket. So all you have to do is copy the channel ID and give Claude a prompt to be able to translate your ads. So I've pasted it in here. I'm just going to click enter and then Claude is going to create all of this for us. As you can see on the screen, Claude has now created the /Figma command where every time you use that, you then have to paste your channel ID and then your prompt. The channel ID you get directly inside of the Figma desktop app, as you saw earlier. Then it checks if the port is open, and if it's not, it's going to reopen it. So to test this command, all we have to do is just open a new Claude Code instance. After relaunching Claude Code, we are now finally ready to start translating our ads. All we have to do is just write /Figma and click enter. Claude is then going to check if the port is open. If it is, it's then going to ask you to give it channel ID and the prompt, so what you want it to do, as you can see on the screen right here. So I'm just going to paste in the channel ID that I copied from the plugin inside of Figma. Then I'm going to give it my prompt. So I'm going to say duplicate each frame inside of Figma, then translate the new frames, each text element in the new frames into German. When that is done, I'm just going to click enter. And what's going to happen now is that Claude is going to connect to the Figma. It's going to control Figma inside of the channel I gave it access to. And then it's going to duplicate each ad and translate them into German. Now that we are inside of Figma, we can now see that it started to duplicate each frame. And then in just a second, we're going to see that it's going to take everything, all the text elements on this, and it's going to start translating them into German. So it's going to take this text right here and the CTA on each ad and translate it. We can actually see that it's slowly starting to do it right here. As you can see here, it has now started to translate the ads into German. Sometimes there can be a little bit of issue here with the spacing. So what you can do there is just quickly change the element, and then it's all good. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you would like to see us do next.